Week 12 of the NFL season begins as the 6-4 Cleveland Browns travel across Ohio to face off against the 4-6 Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals trying to salvage their season and get to the playoffs, and the Browns trying to continue their surprise season as they are 6-4 right now, trying to get to the playoffs. So now, let's go ahead and take you first drive of the game for Andy Dalton and the Bengals as Dalton would throw. He would find A.J. Green for the first down. Nothing new. A.J. Green making big plays and big moments. Speaking of big plays and big moments, Jeremy Hill would get inside Cleveland territory with a nice juke and a nice run for the running back, and so then same drive as then Dalton would throw and he would find Brandon LaFell. LaFell would juke out for the first down and then be out of bounds inside the 10-yard line in Browns territory. However, all that would happen is a Cincinnati field goal. So now let's go later, another drive for the Bengals. Dalton with good coverage, and then he would throw and he would find John Ross, the speedster out of Washington, for the touchdown. So the Bengals take a 10-0 lead over the Cleveland Browns. So now let's go ahead and take you up with another Cincinnati Bengals drive as Dalton would hand it off to Joe Mixon, and Joe Mixon would beat up this Browns defense for the big gain on first down from the rookie running back. However, once again, another field goal, but then Brandon LaFell came along and made some big plays in that first quarter, or in the first half, correction. However, he wouldn't do too much later on. Bengals only getting a field goal out of that drive, and then now it's time for Deshaun Kaiser and the Browns as Kaiser finding his man for the first down. So now same drive, Kaiser and the Browns moving along as Kaiser would throw and he would find Rashard Higgins for the first down. However, the Browns would only get a field goal out of it, which is pretty much the big story for that second quarter, and then Kaiser would hand it off to Duke Johnson Jr., and Jr. would get out of the I guess mishap that he was in back there, getting blocked by his own lineman and getting through one defender for the touchdown. So the Browns trying to claw their way back in from a 16-point deficit, as then Kaiser would hand it off to Duke Johnson again, and Johnson would be released as he gets a little 40-yard skirmish for the first down and then some for the Cleveland Browns. So once again, same drive, Kaiser hands it off to Duke Johnson, and Johnson would be a free man for the touchdown. So the Browns take a 17-16 lead once again on the nice comeback. So now let's take you up for the Bengals in the fourth quarter. Andy Dalton and the Bengals needing something to happen until Myles Garrett said no, as he had a 7-sack performance, an amazing performance for the first-round pick out of Texas A&M, and then Dalton would hand it off to Jeremy Hill, and Hill would ground and pound for the first down. However, it wouldn't come for much, as now we'll take you to the next play, which would be a field goal, and they would miss it. So the Browns keep their lead over the missed field goal by the Bengals. So Kaiser and the Browns needing something to happen as Kaiser would throw and find his wide receiver Josh Gordon for the 33-yard gain. Gordon having a pretty decent game, returning back to form, and the Dalton on fourth down would find Jason McCourty. That's not a Bengal receiver, is it? As Jason McCourty would take it all the way past the 50-yard line into Bengals territory. So nice field position for the Cleveland Brown offense, and then Kaiser says, look, I threw an interception today, let me make it up for everyone, as he finds wide receiver Rashard Higgins in the end zone for the touchdown, and that would be all she wrote. The Browns coming back from a 16-0 deficit in the second half to win the game. So Dalton threw 2 interceptions both in the fourth quarter. Definitely not a good game. Kaiser had 1 interception, and it was in the second quarter that led to the LaFell gain, as you saw earlier, that led to a Bengals field goal. But anyways, that will be all for this Thanksgiving week edition. We hope all of you had a pleasant Thanksgiving. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all next week when the Browns take on the Chargers. Good night, everybody.